Before you continue, make sure you like and subscribe to our...
Man, with all that proper stuff. Hey, look, make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel right now, Bar for Bar Hip Hop Show.
Just click the bell. Yo, what's good, people? What's the pride of the East Side, DJ M.A. Soda?
It's Radio Raheem and the Uppity Project Chick.
And this is your boy. This your boy. Y'all don't know who I am, man. That I ain't giving no more introductions.
Okay, cool.
It's why I was cracking. Neighborhood to everybody out there, man. Buffy, yeah. Shout out the whole Moo Cow Mafia. What you talking about?
Okay. I didn't know where you was going with this.
You was thinking like Junior Mafia?
Yeah. You know, look, Kim just dropped
I was finna go.
Damn, boy. Wait, what the man stand for?
Rondo. All I could think of. Shout out to Rondo.
Free Rondo. Wait, which one?
All of them. Free number 9. And shout out Rondo for the Lakers. This is Bar for Bar, where we talk about hip hop culture and more.
We do. We talk about all that.
All that great stuff, man.
I want to talk about the more first of all.
Let's do it.
How was everyone doing first before we, get this shit started?
I'm blessed, brother.
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, damn. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, shit, it's a great thing.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to enjoy this Moo Cow if I was.
Oh, no, right. Yeah. I don't know. I've heard about some people drinking, while they pregnant.
Drinking, getting high.
I don't want retarded children.
Yep.
Are we supposed to censor that?
Wait.
I don't know. Special needs.
Thank you.
Special needs.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yep, special
You know,
needs.
sometimes
I don't want that problem,
when
man.
women they be drinking, they kids be in school, they don't know how to act, they don't know how to sit down. I ain't got time for that. Even though my shorty be off the fucking chain all the time. I only drank 3 weeks with her, but I ain't know.
Y'all see how fast we get into the more?
That's
the more.
I had one monster and shorty won't sit down. She just...
That motherfucker was the real monster.
Moving on. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
I love it.
That's what we're gonna say.
Yep.
Shout out to everybody though down there at 836, man. Y'all know they down there activated. You know what I mean? We ain't happy to make it, but that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all will see about next year now.
I got a secret. I forgot about A3C.
Damn.
I ain't gonna lie. Me too.
I forgot all about it. So people say, yo, we're going to A3C. And I'm like, damn, that is this week.
I saw it. I'm gonna be real. When my homie John was posted Atlanta, I'm here. Nigga, you in Atlanta? What? Oh shit.
Yep. That's exactly what happened with me. I'm like, damn.
Apologies, though.
What they on? They going to Tootsie's? I should slide with them.
Oh, God. What you know about Tootsie's? God, hey, hold on.
That's the DJ, bro.
Hey, look.
Follies, all that,
Yeah. Oh, shout out to everybody down there in the 8, man. I'm ready to go down there and turn up on, what's that 6th Street? No, 6th Street is in Austin, right?
Yep.
So, what was we at? Homie was like, nigga, we on, damn, Glenwood, I think it was. I was on Glenwood or something. I got y'all.
Could be. When I'm in Atlanta, I be on Old National.
He out there. He out there flossing, Joe.
Ain't no flossing out there.
Out there.
Shout out to the people out there, man.
Yeah, I enjoy my time down there.
Love Atlanta.
I'm good.
Speaking of Atlanta, we got an Atlanta legend we got to talk about in Bar for Bar today.
What up? Yes.
An Atlanta legend.
Damn, that was a nice way to segue there, brother.
Thank you, sir. Versus a Memphis legend. We got Gucci Mane versus Yo Gotti today, Bar for Bar. This is a real trap, real street talk. Two guys who, been putting in a lot of work in hip hop and representing for the South. A whole
fucking lot of work.
How do they say that? Whole plethora of work. Plethora, that one.
I'm like, pleather? We want some fake leather?
You're right. It's the Moo-Cow. It's the Moo-Cow. That's what happened.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest though.
Talking about my jacket, bro.
Bar for bar. I was kind of wondering why we was doing these guys after I'm listening to it because I felt like my heavy hip hoppers might be a little bit upset with this one because like they be saying bar for bar. They like,
but we gotta indulge with everybody though.
I
I
agree.
don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Both of these niggas had at least 75 projects that they didn't put out from beginning to now.
Gucci got 1,000.
We needed to take 2 weeks to fucking listen to all of this shit so we can get a good gauge on this shit.
So for people who probably who should be into the show, if you ain't, like, what the fuck you doing? We always start with Radio Rahima. We always start with Radio Rahima.
Yes, we do.
So we gotta know. Yo Gotti versus Gucci bar for bar. What's going on?
You know what? This wasn't that hard for me. So, to be honest, I never really listened to either in depth.
Okay.
Like, as far as single wise go, like, oh yeah, I listened to them, but to actually get down into the albums and to be honest, what I thought about Yo Gotti is the same thing I still thought when I got done. I really was disappointed that I feel like from the beginning to now, he's still talking about the same shit.
It's your boy Yo Gotti. That's the old Yo Gotti.
Still talking about cocaine. Still talking about, bitches. We say I'll still talk about bitches, but it's the way that he talk about it. Like, there's no growth in his shit. And I look for that growth. Like, nigga, you ain't still fucking talking about cocaine and you ain't, come on now. And if you is, you dumb as fuck. If you still in that life, to me, that turned me off. He got some bangers. I just didn't see the growth in his bars. Like, okay. But I'd still listen to him. I'd still rock his shit. If I'm rolling. If I'm rolling, you know what I'm saying? I turn up to his shit. I'm not gonna take away from his artistry.
That's gonna be a great soundbite.
I ain't gonna take away from his artistry and say he's not dope in his own right because he is. However, when it came to Gucci, and you know what? I didn't like listening to Gucci just because of he was so high all the time before he went to jail or prison. He was, and I don't be liking that shit because it's like a real time chopped and screwed, right?
And he be chopped and screwed. He got a chopped screw. He got you. Oh God.
Right? But once I started listening to him, it's like, okay, even though he talked about being so icy and I got motherfucking 40,000 on the chain.
He did.
I got motherfucking 50,000 in my mouth. I got 80,000 in my pocket.
Bart chain.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he talked about that shit a lot. So I used to hate that. I used to hate that ad lib.
Yeah, when that come on, it's about to go down.
I used to hate that ad lib.
All the boys in the building.
But I ain't gonna lie though, when Gucci was hot and doing this shit, like, yeah, I was in the club talking about some, yeah, my name is Susie. You know what I'm saying? So,
Still do that sometimes.
I
saw you. I saw you.
Shoot some tequila or something. But no, so, for the first half of their careers, I agree with MH. It was a little hard. When Gucci got out of jail, and a lot of people say he lost his edge once he got out.
What edge is that? Is what I want to keep hearing. I keep hearing about, but I'm wondering, did this come from people who've never been to jail and understand the process of growth? But go ahead.
Okay, I like that. That was a really good point.
Great point.
Yeah, most definitely. But to me, once Gucci got out, it wasn't all of that. He got all of this shit, and even if he do mention it, it's not in the braggadocious way that he used to before. So with Gucci, I think growth in his bars and his lyrics. You know what I'm saying? He ain't about all of that same shit that he was about before. I don't know. Maybe Gotti need to go in and come out for a second.
Damn.
I don't know. But it's like Gotti, he's been consistent if anything. But sometimes you got to shake the shit up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But Gucci, to me, he talks about his wife, talks about, a better life. I ain't gonna lie and say he don't still indulge in some of the, the other shit that he talked about before, because that's him. That's his foundation. But there's growth in his lyrics and in his bars, so I had to take Gucci.
Damn, she broke it down. She said Gucci, man. Sound radio right here.
Although I'm a little disappointed in Gucci, I just want everybody to know.
Why?
Why you
I'll tell y'all when it comes to the news. Go ahead.
Oh,
Okay.
damn. Stay tuned for the news then. Gucci and Gotti. Gotti and Gucci. Again, like I just said.
It's your boy Yo Gotti. I did this my shit right there.
My-
And
my-
Lil Gotti just look like his breath stink. And it probably don't, but he just got that. He just got that. Hold on. He just got that short chin, and
Oh my
he just always
God.
looks so motherfucking serious. Like
How many sound
kind of
bites
like
y'all
that
think
Puffy
this guy-
thing. Y'all ain't never looked at Puffy. It was like he looked like his breath might stink a little bit. No.
Never.
Okay.
I haven't. I didn't.
I
matter
don't
of
pay
fact,
guys
I'm
too
part-
much attention.
I'm part of Puffy text community.
I still love y'all though.
Shout out Puffy. He been sending out texts like every couple of days. He'll just be like, God is good.
Fact.
Be yourself.
Fact.
Be real.
Brother love.
Yes. But going back to what we doing, Gucci and Gotti. Again, for my real hip hoppers, when I started listening to this music, I had to go through this extensive catalog. Because look, people don't understand. God damn, Gucci got a gang. Now, I ain't gonna even say Gotti. Gucci
Gucci alone. Fact.
got, I'm gonna say hundreds damn near music. And a lot of these tapes don't have the same fucking songs on it. So, which fucks me up even more because it's like, I have to listen to this shit because I don't want to be like, oh man, I skipped that shit. That was on, now they ain't on the next tape. Like the man, but again, knowing his work ethic, right? Like I've heard a lot of interviews, they say Gucci back, especially back in those days, he only had two things he did. It was jail and the studio, pretty much. They said he go do the little time, he come home, he lock himself in the studio. Now, whether he's high, drunk, fucked up, he comes out of the music.
Probably doing them
yeah.
binges like Chris Brown.
But he be in there. And like, okay. The next thing you know, they say he'll leave out of there and just go take it to the club so he can see the effect on the people, how they like it. But other than that, he leaves
Straight to the gold room.
He back to the studio. Like, so it's like hearing that work ethic and listening to all those goddamn tracks was like, damn, he worked with a lot of people. Gucci worked with a lot of motherfuckers, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, because if I don't be honest with y'all, I have to say, just in case we got new people watching, which I know we do, I didn't fuck with Gucci at first. I didn't fuck with Gucci or Jeezy at first off of the first song that I ever heard from them.
Facts.
You know, and I'm gonna be, people who know me, people who was around me, we used to clown that fucking song.
Facts.
Because it came on BET Uncut. Not knowing that these motherfuckers was finna be the shit out of Atlanta.
Next two icons out of Atlanta.
And not knowing
All
that
facts.
that was all prejudging, and that was also off of what we were used to listening to, right? Don't get you wrong. Now when I hear the song now, what's it called?
So icy.
Is it called So Icy?
That one.
Oh, you did like it. I listen to it now.
So icy.
And because I know they character now, this shit sounds a lot decent now. Like, and it's fucked up. Like,
Well, you know what it is.
oh, is it that we used to their music now?
Nah, it's the change that hip hop made, because like think about that during that time, New York still kind of was like running hip hop per se. Although the South is gaining, notoriety,
Right.
New York was still Jay-Z dropping and Nas dropping and all of that. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah. But
Jada Kiss and like New York was still prominent.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
but what changed was T.I. started making noise, and Outkast
But
was
he
always
didn't make
making
no.
noise.
I'm so
Luda,
icy.
no, he didn't. But what I'm saying is, like when we got TM 101,
Yeah.
that changed everything.
I have
Like,
changed all
like that changed
Changed my life.
that gave you that like, oh, this the trap,
Trap house.
yeah,
Trap
like,
house from Gucci, like,
yeah,
Yes.
I can't wait to talk about pills and all that. Kind of
like, and
Which
so,
I might be like that.
Hey, look,
that
so-
when Gucci, yeah, go
this
ahead.
is, okay, so let's we go.
Mhm.
I'm always honest with. Shout out all the smashers out there that took me in, right? I'm very honest with my people. So what really got me on Gucci on some real shit was going to the club, popping them things, and listening to Gucci. And when I'm listening to him, I say, "This why these motherfuckers fuck with him." Like, I don't give a fuck what he's saying. He got this bitch turned right.
Hey, listen.
Like, when he say he getting wasted,
That's why I ordered 2 champagnes and all orange juice.
so like, oh God, because I'm gone, bro. Or if some people do know, it take your tolerance level a little bit higher. So whatever you do drink, you go drink a whole couple of fifths of them motherfuckers, and still be walking. And you listening to Gucci, like.
I don't need to be rolling for that. I just take the fifths. Okay, moving on.
And knowing that he had like the influence he had, the club bangers that he had. And don't get me wrong, I fuck with Gotti. I'm listening to Gotti. I rock with Gotti. When I first started listening to him, I wasn't up because again, listen, when we do these, this one makes you go back to the original song and listen. I wasn't in tune with Gotti for that Live from the Kitchen. I think what was it? Yeah, the first one was Live from the Kitchen. I wasn't up on him like that. And he was messing with Cash Money at the time too, matter of fact, if I ain't mistaken. And I really wasn't up on him, but listening to it, I'm like, because it put you into the category of, damn, let me really check him out. I'm gonna be honest, I started getting up with Gotti. Like, he had them songs that was on the radio. What was the, what's the song with the
Fast Star Chick.
Fast Star Chick, heard all that. But what got me on Gotti, on some real shit, with them cocaine musics. Like, listening to that shit and was like, oh, this nigga, he finna talk that talk. And knowing his background, like he fought some cases, he went up against the feds on a lot of shit because his team really was out there doing the shit that they was doing. So that would slow down his career a little bit too. But listening to him, he talked that cocaine shit a lot. So it was to me for a minute. It was a straight tie. Like, I don't give a fuck how much music Gucci came out with. To me, it was a tie. Cause just listening to him, and then what I had to do was, for me to break these ties, was listening to the song. Cause they fucked with each other for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It was good homies until, and I'm gonna say this rumored. Gotti said he did, and this is before the marriage to Keisha and all that. He said he smashed her. He did, you know what I mean? It's in the interview. Y'all can check it out on Breakfast Club. It's out there. And, you know, and during that time, that's when Gucci was on they were saying he was on his benches. And that's when he was going on social media going crazy. So they was fucking with each other. They was homies. They had tracks together. And on those tracks together, I got to keep it 1,000. Gotti was outshining Gucci too.
Mm-hmm.
He went in and did his thing. And that was made my decision maker. Like, as far as club bangers, they got about I'm gonna say Gucci got more.
Of course.
Gucci got, but that's because Gucci got like
a lot of music.
Fucking like a boatload, like not just, and it's a crazy part because like listen to the albums, that connect to me because you know you gotta Gucci do his thing where he put for the masses, he make music for the masses. But listening to the mixtapes is what put you in let me really hear what they get down on, how they talking. And the respect for me with because Gotti talking real life shit on. Don't get me wrong, Gucci do too, but Gucci still be he do his thing on the motherfucker. Gotti talk that real life shit, so he got to talking about his deals with the labels, hearing these stories.
Mm-hmm.
And again, y'all know I'm a story motherfucker. I like music that tells a story and paint a picture for me, and I could see it. And knowing that like this shit that he was going through with these different labels, his friendships with people
because he was with TNT, right?
He was with a couple of motherfuckers. Where he had to buy, he bought himself out these contracts. Yeah. Still went and did his thing on the independent, like was with I forget who he was with when they were finna drop his album. And he didn't even know about dropping his album. He didn't know they were finna drop the album. He had a speculated date beforehand. That shit didn't happen on that day. So all of a sudden he said he get a tweet. And he talked about that he dropped a mixtape right before. All right, fuck, they finna drop the album. He go in and do a whole fucking mixtape right before the album drop. And they explain to his core base. Like, and it's storytelling to me. Like, it's like, I'm gonna let y'all know what's really going on, you know what I mean? Because y'all fuck with me. And for that point, I give it to Yo Gotti right there, man. Bar for bar.
Okay.
That's me.
Now, you say, hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
Are you suggesting that the beef started because of Keisha?
Mm-hmm.
They say that's what they say.
99% of hip hop beefs, majority of the time, is over a woman.
What's crazy is because some shit that I was watching as far as when they was getting married and shit, it was like Gucci say he seen Keisha in like a magazine or a video shoot or some shit.
Yeah.
And so he shot his shot. So did he know? Like, was this a chick that Gotti was smashing on a regular?
No.
I think Gucci was messing with her first.
But
Allegedly, because we don't really know.
From
what I saw in the interview too, I think Gucci was messing with her first.
So she was a video.
She shot right.
Yeah.
Shot at her. You know, and from what Gotti said, he knew Holmes had messed with her, but you know, this is the industry. Everybody messed with everybody. So he shot at her. He might even hit her. I don't really know.
But he said he did,
and he didn't know that Holmes was like digging her like that. Like, you know, he just was like thought that they smashed, and so what? Like, you know,
they say he was sending her messages and shit, like cards and shit, like you gonna be mad. Da, 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 da.
Who, Gucci did?
Yeah, Gucci did that to Keisha.
He really liked her. Like, I mean, he got Gucci, like, but also he was going through a lot of, like, even while he was messing with her, you still remember the incident they say he threw a chick out the car because she wasn't getting her hair fit up or some shit. Like you hear a lot of stories, like, so you never know. Like, again though, and he admits to it, he was high. 99
to 100% of the time.
When he wasn't in jail, he was high. So a lot of that shit, you know, was out of the characteristic of him, what he's saying. And he admit to the shit, so, you know.
Yeah. All right. That's all I wanted to say.
So, y'all brought up some great points in this conversation, as I knew y'all would, right?
Yo,
it's your boy, Yo Gotti. Look, early, I ain't like Yo Gotti either. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like, initially, I didn't get it, right? I was trying to get into the music, and I couldn't. I don't know what it was about the music that I wasn't feeling. It just didn't resonate with me at first, right? Gucci, same. I wasn't feeling a lot of Gucci music. You know what happened was.
Tell me you pop one too, huh?
No, I don't pop it. I've never popped a pill. But I'm gonna tell y'all a true story, right? How I really got into Gucci. What happened was, I went to Atlanta, right? And I was a young DJ at this time, and we go to shout out to all the great workers over there at Strokers.
Stroker. Stop that. He gonna say the great work. That's the title we giving him now.
Shout out to the great workers over there at Strokers, right? And at Gucci pills, before it became like they was talking about it and it was going crazy all over, it came on in the club. And the response from everybody, all the girls, all the dope boys, is like, yo, I'm looking around like, yo, this crazy. Like this night in Strokers was bananas. Like, I was sitting at the table, me and Loon, some girls.
Wait. Pause. Because I got to make sure. I just heard you say Loon.
Loon.
Bad boy Loon. Free Loon. Because he locked up right now.
Free Loon.
I think you just said fuck everybody. Made his money and moved the fuck on.
What?
Okay. Come on, back to you, man.
This Atlanta.
Right, because he did move down there.
You just might end up chilling with somebody.
I ain't gonna even lie. I've done that.
Like I'm talking about literally, I was walking past and I'm like, man, I'm tired. Let me sit right here. And bro came and sat right here like, fool, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. You good? You know, we shook hands. Still know a plethora of women came by. Great night. Shout out to everybody at the great workers at Strokers.
The great workers.
So, but I'm talking about like all this Gucci music, they started playing it, right? Like it started with pills, but then about 5 other joints, and I'm like, damn, this dude is the man down here. Like they fucking with him. So shout out to my homie Jug down there. He had this CD that we stole with all the Gucci on there, and listened to it all the way home. And I got it then. Yeah. You know what I mean? One, seeing a response in the club, but listening to it was like, oh, okay, this is why they fuck with Gucci, right? One of my favorite Gucci songs is On Deck. Good Kush rolling. You know, that's my shit, right? Like that shit come on, I might lose my mind. Don't judge me. Don't judge me, right?
Right.
So Yo Gotti, I ain't really get that until I started listening to the cocaine music. When he started dropping those tapes, it was like, oh shit, right?
Yeah. All white everything.
The difference between Yo Gotti and Gucci is they both talk that street talk. They both talk that trap talk. Gotti a better storyteller.
Yes.
Gotti a better rapper.
Come on.
Truthfully,
Come
right?
on.
Like if we gonna talk bar for bar, we gonna talk
Come on.
lyrics, hip hop. Gotti is the better rapper,
Yes.
right? Like he tell his story. He tell
Over and over.
well, not just the he talk about all the cocaine, but Gotti more transparent, right? Like you get the human side of Yo Gotti, like the shit that he deal with, the shit that he's dealt with, the shit that like, and just his growth. Like I get what you're saying. Like he talk about cocaine a lot and all that shit, but most rappers do, right? Like, and that ain't to say that it's a great thing, but if you listen to a lot of your favorite rappers, they still talking about the same shit that they been saying. It's just that they
clever away or
Like
better
who?
beat.
Jeezy.
You know what? I love Jeezy.
Yes
I
and
love him
no.
to death, but his shit is not something I want to put on.
I get it, but I'm just saying that like he
Yeah.
won, T.I. won, you know, and even Jay-Z.
I
Like,
really
well, he's like
Okay,
now he
I'm
kind of
just
growing
saying, hold on, bruh.
into
Hold
a
on.
different level.
Jay just
But-
said,
but-
Jay Judge. I mean,
But until you still heard those dope boy lyrics, like they can't get away from. Or you'll hear a feature where it go right back to that
cocaine.
You know what I
But then
mean?
you got Jay-Z and he's like, okay, great, but you can hear how the influences, especially from Chicago, you can hear how the influences is coming into their lyrics. So it's like,
Everybody, on God.
but
Fact,
yeah,
yeah.
so it's like I don't think they're necessarily talking that dope talk. They just like pulling those influences from different places, especially from Chicago.
Steppers. Y'all heard the new shit. Steppers, big
Mhm.
steppers. Who was that? With that blue face. Somebody out there in the West Coast just came out with I think it's Roddy Ricch.
Yep.
With the new song, Big Steppers.
But you know, it's crazy as far as you saying you had went down to Atlanta, heard the Gucci blah blah blah. That's how it was for me with Chief Keef, right? So when I first heard Chief Keef, I was living in Peoria,
Okay.
Illinois, right? And when I say they would play Finito, and that song would seem like it would go for 20 minutes. Like I was a bartender at the time. So it's like that
They play
song.
all the remixes too. Then
No, wasn't no remixes. They just playing the original.
Over.
This is about 2006, 15. So they just playing that one song, and I'm just like, fuck. How long is this song? Who fucking song is this? Because, you know, it's Peoria. They don't really have access to the shit. So when they have the DJs come in down there, boom, they play all of that shit. So I couldn't stand Chief Keef until I came home and see motherfuckers turning up to his ass. Then I heard everything. Then I got the backstory. Then it's like, okay.
So
Now when that shit come on, like when I see motherfucking niggas in Peoria dancing and they looking each other eye to eye, guess what?
Right.
I'm like, that's some gay ass shit. But then I come home and it's okay. I get it now.
Right.
I feel you on that.
Right.
That's what I saw. Like, why don't you get out that man face, man? We all smoke gas.
I could not understand why it was so many niggas. Like the bitches is off the dance floor, and it's just niggas like in each other's face. Like,
Start watching the videos and like, this is what this shit.
you know what? I didn't even see a video for it. Never seen a video for it. But once I came
You never
home,
saw the video? Oh, have you saw it recently?
no.
You gotta watch the
wait,
Finito
wait.
video.
Show you the
This
video.
This is the thing.
Come on.
Once I came home to Chicago, found out who he was,
Yes.
and found out all the everything else about him. Boom, it clicked.
But you gotta see the video too. You
Okay,
really see
I will
why.
see the video.
Really see why the dudes did. Then you're gonna actually see not to get off the topic, but you're gonna see why if you watch any other videos after our videos started coming out. Shout out D Gang, shout out AZ,
Mhm.
shout out all these guys here chasing money. Everybody, you'll see why their videos change the way
The
they
culture.
change. The
Facts.
culture.
Yeah.
The whole fucking culture. So, but yeah. No, it was crazy because I was here for that.
I was DJing that joint,
That
so
experience
100%.
was something else, like,
But to get back on topic real
Right?
quick,
Yeah.
you know what album separated these two for me?
what's that?
The Art of Hustle. Yo Gotti.
Okay.
when he kicked that joint off talking about Memphis and how many people dying with K. Michelle in the summer and all that. One, it resonated because we go through that in Chicago, of course, you know. But two, just that soulful singing that she brought to it, like it's a whole different element. I ain't never heard that from Gucci.
Yeah.
Right, like it's always been the trap, right? Like we get
or a
party,
Yeah.
like it ain't never really. I've never got a Gucci album that made me say, okay,
that's Gucci.
That right,
like and it's crazy because we talked. I forget what episode that was. We talked about that, and it was like we talked about Gucci. Even him, I think it was something with him and Jeezy.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like what made me like Jeezy more because Jeezy tell that story. So same thing, like Gucci breathes a bad, like I caught the case. We know he had the murder, but really what happened during this time, Gucci? Like, let us really know how you felt being locked up on some shit that you defended yourself. Like, let real motherfuckers know. Like, and he never really, to me, never addressed that in none of his albums. Like, he breezed across it and then kept going. But yeah.
So even right now, what I respect most about both of them is the way they stay relevant and the way like they keep making great music, right? Like I like the collaborations with CMG, with Gotti and Youngster and Moneybagg Yo. That
he got some hot shorties. Like,
like that doing too much go hard. Like I love that joint. But I like the joint he got with Uzi. Pose, I think that's the name of it. I like Juice. He keep those records. And just like Gucci, like when Gucci came home that first day out.
Yes.
That I love that joint. I like both. I like the collaborations he got with Migos and Drake and everybody he got.
And the one with Kodak. I drunk too much.
Wake up in this. That's my joint. Yeah. But I heard the difference with Gucci when he came home, and like when people said he lost his edge, I don't think he did lose the edge, but it's like, okay, the edge is the street edge that people trying to figure out, okay, when you gonna get back to the streets? Well, he probably won't, right? And that ain't a bad thing, because what do you gain from continuing to do the same thing and talk about the same thing? We gonna be looking at you when you 50, like, nigga, you 50 still in the streets?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about, right? So he had to grow up, and his music gotta grow with him. I'm just still waiting on those transparent records from Gucci.
Yes.
I can see that.
That's the only thing, like, because he got that joint now with Meg Thee Stallion that I cannot wait to play in the club.
Come on,
like
bro.
That's going crazy. And then he got a joint out now called Tootsie with Lil Baby.
I'm just listening to that.
Man.
Like, the one thing about Gucci to me is he stays, well, both of them do, but Gucci really stays into, he Atlanta to me. Like, and what people don't realize that, like, if you don't know the backstory, damn near everything that's hot coming out of that motherfucker has some type of way of form going through Gucci. Like, we fuck with Young Thug, but he was really signed to Gucci, man.
Fact.
You know what I mean? We fuck with Migos, but they always talk about before QC, they were going to Gucci studio.
But he part of QC.
Exactly.
So,
come on.
Yeah, so,
come on.
So,
Lil Baby gambles with him.
All of them.
Like
all of them.
Pee Wee, Long Way. Come on, like.
Everybody, he touched that Waka Flocka. Let's go back.
Yes,
like
yes.
We wouldn't have had a lot of these guys if it wasn't for Gucci. You know,
like he really touched Atlanta and he stayed in tune with the up and coming and the new guys.
What's my boy name? Damn.
Marlo? Which one?
I feel bad because Columbia, is that the name of the show?
You talking about my homie, Young Scooter. Boy, come on, man. Yeah. Black Bingo Gang, huh? Like, I mean, even all the way up to Free Rollo, man. Like, to the point that he was...
Go all the way back. OJ, everybody.
OJ,
like,
like,
he had everybody.
It's like, he was so... Even when he was... People say he was fucked up in a way, but he saw that talent and he was able to, come on, y'all come fuck with me. Like, he said, his story, he said with Young Thug, Pee Wee Longway bring him. Yeah, Thug can rap. He said, without even hearing the verse from Thug, he signed him, man. You say this, my man say you good, here you go. Sign him right there. He said Thug didn't leave the studio that night. He's slapping that motherfucker for weeks. So when you start seeing that type of, like he can see that type of shit, or he just believed it, like, yeah, don't do what you do.
Yeah.
I see what the loyalty lies in. So he's like, they always. That's what keeps them relevant to me because they're able to do that.
You know what?
shit,
Yo
like,
Gotti got that same thing though.
yeah, no, I say both.
Like, because if you go back to Yo Gotti, he got Snooty Wow was one of his artists who was able to do that. Of course, Youngster, of course, Moneybag Yo.
Yeah.
Like you could tell that he kept his thumb on a pulse of Memphis because he was always trying to sign in. Even
with the
Dolph,
yeah.
even Dolph, he was trying to get Dolph, but that's so unfortunate whatever they got going on. But it's deeper than rap. But it's deeper than rap, so I get it. You know.
Shout out Project Pat.
Definitely shout out Project Pat.
What we just did that just off the blue.
Talking about Memphis.
Okay, M-Town. But shit, Juicy J, shut the fuck up.
Okay, I just.
No.
Okay.
You can't shout out Pat without shouting out
That's
Juicy
his brother, first of all.
and DJ Paul.
Huh?
Like you might.
Damn, you see how we all just came together and did that? I did Pat, he did Juicy, he did Paul. Boom.
3-6 Mafia, 666. Baby, we gonna go back there. Gangsta Boo.
Crunchy Black.
Ugh.
Okay, moving along.
So
Rest in peace,
Gotti
Lord.
2-1.
What's his name? Gotti 2-1. What was the votes, bro?
I don't remember
You know
the
what?
vote.
I got a couple
said-
votes where it was 100% Gucci.
Okay.
And
And it was crazy because it depended on the different sites the different places we posted it. Gucci won, then Gotti won on certain one.
Mhm.
It was like it was a good breakdown. People was going in there, they were talking slick shit. They was like, man, Gucci lost it after he came home. I'm like, Gucci had some dope ass songs, some hits, like. So and he was always like Migo, like everybody he fucked with.
Damn.
Like,
Let's keep it 100.
come on,
We forgot to say this. Gucci put on Nicki.
yes. Yeah.
I wouldn't know Nicki if it wasn't for Gucci.
I'm gonna listen to that
I ain't
song.
gonna front.
I'm gonna listen to that song.
back
That
when she was
slumber
a little
party?
baby
Yeah.
Kim.
Hey,
Yes.
when she came on talking about I got that in, I'm like, damn, who the fuck is she? Cause she got a reckless ass mouth.
See the look.
A baby Lil Kim.
Shout out to Lil Kim too.
Yeah.
Get ready for the next generation in television broadcasting. Introducing Libin.tv, a global network dedicated to the best entertainment experience possible. From sports, movies, television shows, and international programming, we have an incredible catalog of content for viewers of all ages. Watch NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and NHL games from anywhere in the country. Libin.tv offers movie titles from all over the world. Watch your favorite film or explore an international genre of movies that you can enjoy in your language. Libin.tv includes an extensive list of over 100 premium channels, such as HBO, Stars, OSN, Sky, Cineplus, and much more. Log on to Libin.tv for more information on pricing, channels, and content. Libin.tv, connecting you to a bigger world.